Hi, everybody. This is Ray Teal from IQI Canada, and today we're going to talk about the investment and immigration in Canada. So people always think, like, what is there in Canada, and how can I immigrate there, and also what about buying properties in Canada? So it's very important. We are all based in Toronto. GTA is called Greater Toronto Area. And today I'm so happy that we can have a few speakers here that will help us verify, clarify certain things that questions that you might have. So first we have a very interesting person from IQI Malaysia, which is Danny Low. Hi, Danny. How are you?
Hi Ray, thanks for inviting me and thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yes, welcome here to join us, Danny. And we'd like to know, all right, you have been in Malaysia. I'm a Malaysian, so we'd like to know more about Malaysia. Since I've been here in Canada for over 42 years, I came
Wow.
1980. So I'd just like to introduce a little bit of myself.
Mhm.
1980, I came here, I go to school, I graduated in 1984, and then I do another degree in 1985, 86. I graduated in business, computer, and everything. But today, everything is different. However, I got into real estate. I was in a management company, and I got in real estate in 1989. So I bought. It's funny. I bought a house, and then I say, "Hey, it's so interesting," and I got it in. So since 1989, so I've been doing real estate, doing resale, and building new homes for new immigrants, and also I do lots of those kind of pre-construction as well. So we do all those things in Canada. So and again, topic. I immigrated to Canada through immigration lawyer because I got a job. That was in 1986 when I was working, graduated and working here. That was easier stuff then because Canada needs more people, educated
Yeah, that's
people.
true.
So yeah, so you might be wondering. And then in 2003, 2004, I went back to Malaysia. Kim Realty. I was helping a friend, Vincent. And
Ah,
Vincent is a good friend of mine, and he told me, "Say Ray, come back here and help me out." And I was based in Kim Realty in KL, managing the KL office in Jalan Sultan Ismail. I still remember. Yeah. So we have about 20 REN, they call it REN,
mhm.
right? Real estate negotiator in Malaysia. And I was working in a Remax here in Canada for many years now, almost 30 years. Now I changed to IQI. So just a little bit of history. So I have some history back in Malaysia selling homes. So I know what is all about in Malaysia. And I'm from Seremban. I do have some properties in Seremban as well. So Bahau, actually, Bahau, Seremban. However, and today's topic is very interesting, is regarding immigration and also investment in Canada, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
Danny, uh, what about you? Can you introduce a little bit about yourself?
All right. So basically I'm with IQI for 8 years right now. It's been a wonderful journey. And through this platform, I get to work with a lot of international real estate. All right. For example, we have IQI Canada, Australia, all over the world. Okay. So I'm actually in IQI's international core team as well. So basically, day to day, I actually handles inquiries for different countries. I mean,
Hmm.
this is on top of besides the Malaysia real estate. Yeah.
So that's good now. Now you get to know more about real estate in Canada. So that's why
Yes.
we need you to represent us. So we have properties, very good properties here in Canada. And because Canada is very stable, so I
Yeah.
started real estate in 1989, and then all the properties has been going up, 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 and it's very been very consistent, a very good place to put your money in. It's not unlike other Asian country like China.
Mm-hmm.
You can go up and down. The next minute it's like, oh, your house is worth nothing.
Yeah.
However, it's like the increment of going up every year is unbelievable. So for the last 17 years, we have been going up a yearly about 10 to 25% on
Mm.
properties. If you bought it, your properties like 5 years ago, you already got twofold. If you buy it for half a
Yes.
million, now it become a million. It's like wow, 20% of a year is very very strong. However, before I go on, I had like to introduce another speaker of us is Jeanette. Jeanette is from Malaysia as well, but she is Canadian immigration consultant, and she has an office here, and also she has an office in Malaysia, right? Okay, good, Jeanette, and
Hi, Janet.
hi,
Hel-
Jeanette.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me here today to share the information about immigration, uh, migrating to Canada. I think a little bit of introduction for myself. I have been in Canada for almost 16 years, and just like radio that we came in, I applied for PR, also using an immigration lawyer back home, and I migrated here as a um, skill professional skill worker program. So previously was a bit easy because not many people, like not as many population at right now. So at that time we could get the approved PR. Then only we come in as a landed permanent residence right away. However, time has changed. There are many other a new improvement of the immigration program, which later on we can share a little bit or give a briefing to the Malaysians people who are interested to immigrate to Canada.
Yeah, that's good. Because a lot of people, you know how Malaysia is lah, huh? Everybody is like, hey, I want to do it, but don't know how, and also don't know where to start. And very important, right? I'm gonna sound like a more Malaysian, right, Danny?
Yeah. I think with Janet and also IQI Canada, we actually can set up a platform for everyone that actually wants to know more. Because
Mm,
without knowing where to start, you
yeah,
can't go anywhere. So it makes us difficult to reach them as well, isn't it? Yeah.
absolutely. That's what happened. I realized because a lot of Malaysian, my family is still there. I know how, and the mentality of a Malaysian is very simple. They say, "Hey, isai bo," all this thing come in, can or not, and like until you try. A lot of my friends who graduated from Canada when they came to Canada to go to school with me, only I know only two of them applied online before they got into 50 years old. So they came here. They One of them is an engineer, one of them is a sales marketing manager, international sales marketing, and two of them. This was like 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, uh, before they make into 50. So now you know how old I am. But anyway, before they go into 50, and at that time, the limit is 50 years old. So for skilled worker, right? But this is what happened. And then they apply online, not through any lawyer or any immigration. They apply online. and they went in because, like I said, they graduate from Canada. They know how to apply the English. But today is more complicated. We need a person like consultant. Janet will guide you through the whole system. At that time, they tried. Only two of them did it. Actually, do it. Sit down on the computer, and the other guy was forcing the other one. Say, hey, let's do it together. So one guy forced the other guy, and both of them got it and got immigrated to Canada. And now they are so happy here. And they say, hey, the whole family came here. One of the daughter studied doctor because they are PR. You know how much money they save send the kids to go to school? So two daughters, one of them studied master, and then the other one became a doctor in Mount Sinai, Toronto, Children's Hospital doctor. So they were also paying for the foreign fee at that time. She started going to school in Regina in Saskatchewan. So once he applied, he got it. The daughter followed through and got it. And straight away, the application, everything changed. The tuition fee, the staying, and he can even get a loan for the daughter to go to school. So imagine how much money they save and go through all this process. So everybody got children, and some of them came here to go for grade 12, high school, and then and high school is not cheap. You're looking at 2,000 a month just to pay the school board and everything. 1,000 to 2,000 a month, and then go from there Canadian, right, which is 3.3 times Malaysian ringgit. So
Yeah.
a lot of time I see, hey, Malaysia needs to know this, especially Malaysian Chinese, huh? That wants to say, hey, extend your leg or your reach out into other country. And again, you don't have to be a Canadian and give up your Malaysian citizenship. A lot of people think, oh, once I come to Canada, you have to give up. You don't have to. You cannot be a PR in Malaysia and a PR in Canada. You can. You don't have to stay in Canada 365 days. Within 3 years slot, right? You have to stay in Canada for a certain time. I have another friend he just came here for 2 months a year or 1 month a year and then go back. He's retired. He is what is a famous friend actually. If you know Peter and Guy, actually a very famous hairstylist in
Mm,
PJ. You remember
I
Peter
heard
and
of it. Mm,
SS2? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Peter actually he came here. He says,
mm,
"Oh Ray, I'm here in Canada." I said, "Oh, what do you do here?" Like, "Oh, I got to resume my PRship," and he's getting his old age pension, everything here. So it's good and bad, right? You have children, is very, very good potential. So he just travel every year for down to Canada for a month or two. So however, this one way of looking at it, right? Danny, any questions?
Yeah. Yeah. I think for a lot of Malaysians, they were actually concerned about the migration part, especially like how can they migrate to Canada and also how to be eligible for it. Yeah.
Right. So that's why we have Janet here. We have one stop,
Yes.
one shop stop, all in one package.
Yes.
That's why IQI is good. I want IQI Malaysia and IQI globally to let the other people know, anybody from Cambodia, from Thailand, from Malaysia, from East or West Malaysia, doesn't matter. So as long as you are IQI group, so we can help. I have Janet here, immigration officer. I have lawyer. I have mortgage bankers, financing that will put together. I have home inspectors, and we have very good realtor here. So I have 30 years experience and running our team. Now our team here in Canada, we have about 50 right now. I joined IQI a year ago after from Remax 30 years. 32 years. Yeah, no, almost. Yeah. So this is how it goes. And then with this IQI platform, we can do miracles for people to come here. And our main aim is to help them to get a better life if they want to, or change their life to come to Canada if they prefer. For their children's sake, they don't have to come here. The children can come here. And Jeanette will elaborate more on that later on. Good.
Yeah.
So any other thing that Danny, Danny, I know Malaysia, we have what? How many agents in Malaysia, IQI agent?
Oh, I think 30 to 40,000
Yeah, see,
all
from
over
there,
Malaysia.
yeah, I know a lot of people from Malaysia wants to get out of Malaysia,
Yeah.
right? So they, because of their children, and then education is expensive to send them. Once they get their PR ship, they can save tons of money and let the children further their education.
Yeah.
So Janet will go from there. Janet, anything we can talk about immigration? Let me talk about investment, right? So usually people always ask, right? Can a Malaysian or a Thai buy a property in Canada? So of course, yes, you can buy. Just lately, because we have so many influx of China investors, foreign investors, they buy houses, and we just implement a new tax. You know,
Mhm.
it's called the this tax is a non-resident. Okay, they call it NRST, non-resident speculation tax. So, but however, if you bought a house from here, that's a 15%, 20% tax for that. And but however, within the 4 years period, if you or your children apply to become a PR, right, you can claim that back.
Yeah. So Ray, is there any restrictions like on the type and amount of property you can buy in Canada?
There's no limit
Mhm.
and any type except church, religion places.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's say you say, "Oh, I want to
Yeah.
buy this church." Then you might have to go through a certain what they call board
Uh,
to decide whether, let's say, you want to buy a really nice, beautiful church or
Careful.
castle or something, anything heritage, you can
Yeah.
still buy, but there's limitation on those things. Farm, no problem. Any
Mhm.
business, commercial, no problem, except those Indian reservation, all those things, right? Those are reserved land,
Right. Yeah.
so nobody can touch them.
Yeah. I think another more commonly asked question is that some of the students they actually went to Canada to study. Then can they secure a house there? Like, can they buy a house and do they get mortgage?
Yeah, that is a very good question, Danny. A lot of people say, "Hey, I need to buy cash. It's a lot of money, you know." All of a
Yes.
sudden, you go to Canada, you say, "I want to buy a house there." Uh, in Toronto now, the house
Mhm.
regular two-car garage, about 2,300 square feet, detached home, right? Malaysia, we
Yes.
call it bungalow, something like that, right? Detached. So not linked. That kind of house is about 1.8 million. So if we times three is about 5.4 million. So
Yes.
Malaysian ringgit. However, if you have the fund in Malaysia, let's say you're doing business, I have a few
Hmm.
factories, I have a few houses, you can sustain that, you have income, and then your child is there here to go to school, the parent will have to sign.
Okay. So
Okay.
basically, the parents is the one that is responsible for the mortgage.
Yes. Certain bank will go if you have 50% down. Let's say the house is 1.8 million. You say,
Mhm.
okay, I have 1 million down. I just want to borrow 800,000. You can. But the minimum requirement is 35% for foreign buy.
Ah,
So
I
let's say
see.
it's 1 million, you need to put 350,000 cash down. And then the rest, some banker will say, hey, I'll consider the applicants, whether
Mhm.
the parents can sustain or make the payment.
Yeah.
Most people come in here, they say, okay, I'll buy it. $1 million property. You can get a townhouse like Malaysia Link House.
Mhm.
It's about 1 million, right? You can buy
Yeah.
that and you put 350,000, and then you say, okay, my son is going to go there. However, my son have other schoolmates, also Malaysian, that is renting the place and generating $4,000 Canadian to pay the mortgage. See, that will do too, because as long as you show possible income to cover the
Okay.
cost. So the bank is also considering, hey, you know what? Someone has to rent, someone has to pay. So those are the things that people have to know, right? And then if you do that, once you buy the property, uh, the government will say, hey, if you make money on your capital gain, let's say you buy for 1 million, you sell it for 2 million, the government will hold the profit. $1 million, 20% hold back,
Okay.
uh, to prevent, because you are a foreigner. So they will hold back that money and they will charge you the tax that I was talking, right?
Okay.
NRST. But however, if you become an immigrant between the 4 years period, you get waived. The money will be given back to you.
All right. So which means that it's not as complicated, and it's actually very accessible to foreigners and even international students to secure a house in Canada.
Yes, you'll
Yeah.
be surprised how many
Mhm.
people that make money.
Yeah.
We have a very big scenario here in Toronto that foreign students were making money. Like this is like 5 years ago before they
Uh,
imposed the taxes. See, some
mhm.
business student they came here.
Mhm.
Their parents is rich. They bought a house
Mhm.
cash, because like sometimes when they buy a house, like at that time 10, 15 years ago, a house is worth only half a million. So they
All
come in,
right.
they buy cash, and then what they found out is, with this house, they rent it out to their classmate because they are student, right? And then they generate income. So
Mhm.
from there, they go to the bank. They say, "Hey, can I borrow money and use the house as the collateral because the dad bought it cash free?" And
Mhm.
from there, they say, "Okay, half a million." But after he bought it, the price went up from half a million to 750. So he could borrow 65% from the 750,000 and then use that money to purchase, using 35% to purchase another house. And he kept on going. 4 years of studying, he made $6 million cash and
Wow.
walked away.
Wow. It
So this
sounds
is a
like a
very
very
good
good opportunity
business
to
student. That's what he
yeah.
got, business mind. Start from half a million from the parents. He walked away from Canadian property for 6 million
Mhm.
cash,
Yeah.
which is scary. Like, I know that's why now Canadian government found out people
Mhm.
can take the money and walk away, but they want to help because our market has been going up and up and up. Like I
Yeah.
said, if you buy a house 15 years ago for 300,000, today is worth 1.2 to 1.5 million.
Mhm. Now,
This is bad.
also another thing that a lot of foreigners will actually consider: do they need to appoint a lawyer during the process of buying a house? And also, because we are talking about migration today, right, with Janet. So, after like buying properties in Canada, will you get you any privilege during your immigration plan?
Yeah, the yes, you need to get a lawyer.
Mhm.
We like to put everything in black and white. So you
Okay.
can hire a lawyer from Malaysia, but it doesn't work that well. But the
Mhm.
Malaysian lawyer can liaison with the Canadian lawyer. However, we have our team. We have our in-house Canadian lawyer who speak
Mhm.
all kind of languages because they deal with a lot of foreign buyers. So we have a lawyer that has dual license from China and also
Mhm.
license from Canada. So we
Yeah.
have any kind of lawyer. So all those stuff we will take care of it, and you
All
can
right.
talk directly to them, and we have this all system. And for buying properties in Canada, whether we help any privileges, I think Janet can answer that.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I think, sorry. To buy, if you have a property here, this will support your establishment and also to show your intention to continue stay to staying in Canada. It helps as a supporting factor, but there's no such a program like saying that if you buy a property you can apply PR.
Mhm.
But it helps to support your establishment and also your intention to stay in Canada when you apply the PR. Yeah.
So basically, we can actually secure a house first, then to show that we are actually serious in our plan.
Mm, yeah, if you have a house, yeah, but
Yeah.
not necessarily you must have a house to apply
Mhm.
for a PR. But
Ah.
yeah, because just now, yeah, I think your question is whether it helps or it matter when they apply for a PR, right?
Yes.
So what
Correct.
I can say is it may support your establishment. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
All right. Uh, oh, where's
Ray
Ray?
is gone.
Ray? Ray, are you there? All right. Uh, maybe. Okay. Since Ray is
Okay.
I think gone. Now let us
Yeah.
continue with the migration part because
Okay.
yeah, Ray's part is more on the securing the real estate property, right?
Yeah.
Because everyone needs a roof, and of course, Janet, today you're here to tell us and teach us how immigration works, how migrating to Canada works.
Yeah.
So, of course, first of all, like, how can I migrate to Canada?
Okay, before we go into it, I just want to like briefly introduce about
Oh yeah.
my immigration company. It is called North Dynamics Immigration Consulting Services. So basically, okay, I'm the licensed immigration consultant recognized by the government of Canada. There's one thing that I would like to emphasize. Of course, there are out there. There are a lot of immigration consultant that they are providing the services, but whoever is using the immigration consultants service, make sure you have to make sure that they are licensed consultant. Okay, that's what always I emphasize to anyone. Okay,
Is
so
there is there a way for us to check that the license, like website or
yes,
something?
you can ask them whether they are licensed to CICC and whether they have a number, license number.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And
Yeah, Janet, so sorry to interrupt. I realize in Malaysia there are lots of this kind of consultant, right? But they are
Mm.
local, right? Danny, have you heard of those
Yes.
local Malaysian that are saying they are representative from Canada or Australia?
Ah,
Are
yes.
those still? Because I when I was in Malaysia, I see those on the paper or newspaper, right? So are those local officers like Janet? You have an office in Malaysia
mm,
too.
yep.
Is
So
that how they advertise?
yeah, yeah. So usually what happen is these officers perhaps they liars with an immigration lawyer or immigration consultant in Canada, and then they work together. But I know, not say I shouldn't say I know, but some people, perhaps initially they have someone to work with them initially, but as time goes by, maybe the relationship broke, but these people are still doing the same business as usual. So you never know. But it's no harm, like if there's an agent, it's fine. An agent to a lawyer or immigration consultant. But importantly, you must ask whether the person who is going to represent them for the submission application submission is a licensed consultant or lawyer. Yeah, that's important. Perhaps the administrative role is by the office appointed agent in Malaysia. But yeah, but the person who is going to represent you, and these actually these officers, right, they are not, they should not like directly giving the consultation or to the client. So what happened is like, okay, you this office is usually the source, they source a potential client, just like sales and marketing. Once you source the interested client, so this will be the continue by the or forward the case, potential case to the immigration consultant. Then there from there moving forward, the consultant will liaise with the client. Yeah.
Yeah, I realize a lot of my friends are thinking of coming to Canada because they heard about me traveling back and forth and see how we have our children go to school and also can borrow. We have the OSAP and everything, right, for
Mm,
children to go to school. And
mhm,
also, they were saying that, oh, Ray, you get a OH pension and all your health care, everything is. Taken care of? I say, yeah, because I pay. When I was working here, I pay all the taxes and everything. However, it doesn't matter as long as you are Canadian, you get the benefit of it. So, but the thing is, people always try, they go to talk to somebody else and people and consult. And then they're afraid. They say, oh, yeah, I have to put in so much money. And for application, I need to put so much money, blah, blah, blah. I think this is the one straight shot that, if any of this audience who saw this, you can contact Danny in Malaysia, and then or you can contact Jeanette or myself because I go back every year. Hopefully this December and March, right? We have our big office thing going on. So and Janet is going back soon too, right? So we can always liaison from here, see how you actually get the real information that you don't go past from second, third, fourth, fifth information, and then all the information will get dispersed so widely, and it will go nowhere.
mm,
So direct contact, and we have everything. When you get here, we take care of you. We have immigration uh, consultant Janet, and we have our immigration lawyer as well, and lawyer to handle your arrival, and also if you purchase a property or even rent. People come here, they say, hey, Ray, my son and daughter wants to go to Canada and they don't know what to do. So when you come to Canada, we have people here, so contact us, and we can arrange all those things for your children. And on top of that, Jeanette can also arrange for their immigration status if they come to school. That's the best way now, I think, Jeanette, right, to
mhm,
get into Canada. Your children, once your children is approved, become a PR, you as the parents can go in very easily because Canada has a very strong family bond. They
mm,
cannot reject your application, and most likely they will approve it. So this is what I think we have a one-stop shop here, that you come here, you apply, you do everything, we guide you, we make sure everything goes hand in hand. And Danny in Malaysia, and Janet and myself also back and forth Malaysia, and I think it will be a good team.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why I actually did prepare some commonly asked questions. for Janet, and especially just now, we talk about people do not know where to find us. Okay, right now Ray explained a few times already. It is just call us up, right? Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
straightforward. And of course, the second thing is that Ray did mention that a lot of people do not know the information. Yeah.
Mm.
So that's why I actually compile a few commonly asked questions with for Janet to actually answer us, because I think in a lot of Malaysians' mind, because Canada is so far away, it's like, okay, you want to go to Singapore, take a bus.
The other side of the world, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what, Danny? I prefer to go to Australia or New Zealand. You know why? Because it's
Right.
so close.
Yeah.
I have to take a 20-hour flight
Mhm.
flying, but I'm so used to it. You know why? I get to stay in Shanghai sometimes for 2, 3 days.
Mhm.
Or if I'm traveling alone, I just, hey, sleep it. And the flight, you just get over it for 20 hours flying and maybe 2, 3 hours of. Today is very comfortable. Actually, if you go and pay a little bit more, you go into the mid business. You don't have to go to business class. They have those kind of big business class. Just pay a little bit more than economy. You'll be okay. For me, I'm like, young man is okay. You can go economy, right? But for me, hi, I'm in the retirement stage. I might go business. I go
Mhm.
about mid business so that you feel comfy. So it's not as bad as you think.
Yeah.
I adjust my time. Flying so many years, I adjust my time, and we get there so easily.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's more of the knowledge that we did not get shared enough, right?
yes, you
So,
think it's
okay,
far. Everybody say,
yeah.
"Hey, Raymond, so far," because at that time when my friend came in 1980, you know how we have to fly? We have to fly from Malaysia to Hong Kong and then wait in Hong Kong, go to San Francisco, wait a few more hours, sometimes 8 hours, 10 hours. And then
Oh,
we're going to fly from San Francisco to Dallas, and then go to Toronto. But that was the old time because of
yes.
the number one, we want to get the cheapest flight.
Mhm.
The connecting flight. Number two is because there are not so many frequent fly. Today is very easy. You just fly. And last time we have one direct flight from Vancouver to Malaysia, but because there's not a sufficient flyers, they cut it off. But that was 17 hours flight, which is not bad. But the thing is now as time goes, it gets better. Now we have 20 hours flight, but you have
Yeah.
to stop somewhere in Asia. So I believe it's a matter of getting used to it, and it's very nice country here, Canada. I never regret it since I came here, right, Janet?
Yeah, you're
You
right.
came
Yeah.
what? You came how long?
Yeah, about 16 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, 16 years ago. Me, 42 years. But I like Malaysia very much. I like the food. I like the weather. I like the friends. I like everybody over there. So, but sometimes you get really tired, when you say, hey, weather is 24/7, hot, hot, hot. At least go somewhere that is cold.
Yes, with four seasons,
Yes.
especially like for me, I
Yeah,
love
but
autumn a
bear in
lot.
mind, Danny,
Yeah.
what I said, you can become a PR in Canada. You
Mhm.
only
Uh,
stay 3 months of a year. That's all you need. Come back when it's
uh,
summer, come back when it's spring, or you love the fall, you love the spring. Now I'm enjoying it because I'm golfing almost every other day, and the weather, the green is beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, it's a four season country. It's beautiful, right? If you're some people say it's too cold for them, so it's
You don't
fine.
have to
Then
be here. You know
they
what?
can.
Yeah,
Uh
sorry, Janet.
no, it's
The
okay.
closest when winter comes, I might be talking too much, right? But anyway, I get so excited.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
why
we
you
can see
go
that.
away in
December,
like December,
December,
is
I
it?
go
No.
skiing. See,
Yeah.
I go skiing and then I go away. So I go away to Malaysia.
Mm.
So that's why you see November, end of November, December, I'm there in Malaysia for 4 to 6 weeks. And then by the time I come back in January, February, March, only 2 months of winter. And then April comes, boom, springtime. Beautiful. We get the weather of 15 to 20 degrees again. So you have to enjoy 4 seasons. Look at my skin now. I'm so dark because I'm
It's
golfing
summer.
under the sun. It's summer. So when
Yeah.
winter comes, you see, oh, I'm just like pale and fair. Malaysia like fair skin, right? So when I go home in December, you see, I'm really fair. My
I think
skin color.
generally Asians like fair skin, like we like to hide under the sun. Yeah.
I know. But when I go back Malaysia, I say all my friends wear long sleeve, play golf with me with long pants. I
Oh.
wear short sleeve. I wear shorts. And he goes, "Hey, Xiao, you? The sun's so strong." So I
Mhm.
said, "No, no, it's okay." Yeah, sorry, Janet. Go ahead.
No
Yeah.
problem. Yeah. So, just now we're saying the to make sure that they get a license consultants. So basically, for our company, right, we provide legal advice based on the regulations and the act of the immigration of Canada. So for like people who like to study or who already get a job offer to work here, or they want to live here temporarily or permanently in Canada. Okay. And also we protect the confidentiality and the interest of a client. I know a lot of hearsay here and there, like, but we keep the private and confidential information of our client, right? We don't share. So this is the protection to the consumer. Okay. So and also the as Ray said before, our service is from the initial consultation until the end of the final decision of an application, regardless of what type of visa application. Okay.
Mhm.
And I think they are allowed. I think people why they immigrate. I think there are a lot of reasons of
Yes.
why people want to immigrate. I think
Hey, yeah,
the
yeah.
top
Sorry
one,
to
the top
interrupt.
one is always
Yeah, the top
for
one is
children.
like,
Children.
hey, Janet, no, how much you charge? Malaysia wants to know.
I
Berapa
think
Wang berapa? So yeah, so Janet, I'll let you answer because you know what? Most of my friends they are doing the same thing. They say, "Hey, how to do it, huh? How to apply, huh? I need to do this to do that or not." So actually, right, Janet, right? If I'm wrong, let me know. I think it's all based on your application. How crucial is it?
mm,
How
mm,
easy it is. So people didn't realize. My friend is an engineer. He applied and actually it only cost him nothing. He applied online and that was a young and 10, 15 years ago. But
mm,
when he has to pay landing fee, I think there's a certain fee when you
mm,
land in Canada.
mm,
Any other than that is not other fees, right? But
mm.
if you go through Jeanette and our lawyer, of course there will be certain fee, but on the base of your time, right, Jeanette?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So I think I think for people who want to migrate, right? So if your first question is how much, this is not like buying a product over a counter, right? Most important thing is what is your objective, right? So if your objective is to migrate, we will discuss, we will assess your eligibility, we will set a strategy plan for you.
Right.
So
To make it
once,
happen, that's the most important thing to make
yeah,
it happen so that you can get your PR.
yeah. Then only at the end of the day, we say, okay, this is how much that you need to spend, right?
Right.
So I think this is a more correct approach for someone
Yes.
who really want
Yes,
to
that's a very
immigrate.
good point, Jenna. Is from how complicated your cases is, right?
Yeah.
So some people say, "Oh, I got bankruptcy. Oh, I got 5 children. Oh, I got I strike a lottery, or something that you have those. We have to know, right?
Yeah.
What is your
Yeah.
situation, right?
Yes.
Some people, hey, no education, but guys, see, my uptan also can come immigration, can immigrate, but there are
Mm.
certain criteria, right? So I think that's part of the thing that they have to consult us. Because I've been doing helping my immigration lawyer before I met Janet, because he helped me when I graduated, and I got a job offer when I finished university, and I was looking, oh, should I need a lawyer? Then I met this young lawyer who helped me. He goes, Ray, no worries, I'll help you and take care of it. And then from there on, I helped him to deal with and translate with the Hong Kong people, the China people, Malaysian, Laos, people that come. Even those at that time there are lots of new boat people, right, from Vietnam, the 1980s. Yeah, but sorry to interrupt, Janet. Yeah, go ahead.
No problem. No problem. But a lot of people say they want to migrate because of for children's future. Okay, that's very commonly heard.
Yes,
I think this is also one of the reasons for most of
immigration.
us. Okay.
Yeah, your children too. Yeah.
Yeah, so we migrated here when my son was 4.5 years old. Now he's in university second year. Okay. Now, also, like some people, I don't know, for me, okay, so some people say, okay, I want to give myself a second chance, right? Or I want to know what is my global employability. Okay, I'm good in certain
Yes.
skill. I can perform very well in Malaysia, but for my self-satisfactory, I want to challenge my employability in a global scenario. So this is also one of the push factor for people to immigrate, right? There are all sorts of reasons, but for sure, if you engage a licensed consultant, they will guide you through with the best strategy to suit your a personal background and your scenario, yeah, your situation, right? And of course, the type of services that we provide, we have a temporary residents or permanent resident. Temporary resident, I think everyone knows that it's like visitor visa, work visa, study visa, and things like that. For permanent, that means you intend to permanently live in Canada. That's where the PR application comes in. Okay, but right now, as you know, that directly to get the direct PR before coming to Canada is very challenging. So usually, a lot of people, what they do is they first come here as a temporary resident, then slowly they transition it to a permanent residence. That's where it's a little bit more time consuming and additional costs involved. It's doable eventually. All right. So this is a very like all kind of overview, and also we also assist in the student recruitment.
Mhm.
Okay, so we also tie up with one of the university, Trunch University, and also we assist students like under student or children below 18 years old. We assist them to enroll into the local public school or private school of the choice. If the parents say, oh, okay, I'd like to send my son to a private school in Canada, yeah, we can help to enroll the student there. But of course, to study in private school is a bit expensive than to study in a public school. Public school means a government funded school. So we are also can help assist the parents who want to send their son to study in elementary or high school here. But
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. I think that's a very good point, Jeanette,
Yes.
because the parents wants them to learn the proper English, right?
mm,
Conversational. When they go to public school, they are all local people here. in Canada, and then they speak better English. So a lot of China people they do that, and Hong Kong people they came and they put them in the public school.
Hmm. Yeah. Of course, let's say if do not have the PR status, so the children when they attend the public school, they are considered as international student. So you have to pay for the international school fee. Uh, but if eventually the parents already got the PR status, then immediately their education is free, no charge, it's zero, no charge at all.
Mhm.
Okay. Um, Also, I think because there are a lot of immigration program, like federally or professionally, right? So, but I think we are not going to go very deep in detail what are those programs. I just want to explain a little one specific path, immigration path for people who can use this strategy, this approach, which is called the getting a study permit first, come to Canada to study. After you completed, let's say you enroll in the 2 years diploma program in a college of your like at your choice. Perhaps there are certain area that you want to specialize in after working for a couple of years. So once you complete the 2 years study in the college, you are eligible to apply for a work permit, post graduation work permit for 3 years. That means you are legal to work in Canada. So with that, you can look for employment, look for a job. Okay, and depending on other factors like your age, your original education level, your language ability, and things like that. So some people, after working for a year, minimum 1 year full time employment, they may eligible to apply for so-called express entry under the Canadian experience class for PR. Why we call it express entry? Because the government, for the people who are eligible under this category, the government of Canada committed that they will assess or they evaluate, process the PR application of express entry candidates for only with the 6 months application processing time. That means within 6 months, you will get this final decision whether your PR is approved or not. If it is other than this express entry program, you could wait up to 2 years, 1 year. 1 year is it's not it's very rare, but minimum 2 years application time that you got to wait while you are still, working in Canada using your valid work permit. So it's a matter of timing here. But of course, each of us have a different background. So it's very depending on your own criteria, personal criteria. That's why, as Ray also mentioned, right? It's like if you are asking how much, so it's a lot of variable, right? It's very difficult until and unless we understand your situation and your personal information.
Okay, very good, Janet. Looks like is a very tedious things to go into detail because we have so many programs in Canada. As I can tell, there are tons of places that you can think that
Yeah.
people always wonder why. However, this program is getting a little bit uh,
Forward.
long. Now we can continue on with the process.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, we'll continue in the next maybe episode or anything. We can
Oh,
talk more.
before
Right?
I go to the next one, I just want to give a tips, right? So I just want to mention that while you are studying, that person, the student can is eligible to work for part time. but less than 20 hours per week, right?
So they can support themselves while they're studying here.
Yeah, and also if the person have a spouse, the spouse can apply for a work permit. The
Oh,
spouse can
yes.
come along as a family and to look for a job while the
Let's say if
husband or
I'm
wife study.
45 years old, I want to go to school. I bring my wife to come here and my children. My children is 20 years old because it's not 21, right?
Okay, your student, yes. Oh no, sorry, that
No.
is for PR application.
So for student, I cannot bring my 20-year-old son to come here as well because I'm coming here to go to school and my wife can follow, but cannot bring children, right?
You
No.
can, but they're still foreigner. And okay, your son is 20 years old, right? What is it doing? Is it working or
Can
is
he? No, he wants to come to go to school with me too. Is it possible?
uh yeah, but they are paying an international fee.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's okay, but he can work, right? At the same time when he comes.
Oh yeah, of course.
So if he doesn't go to school, can he work? Because I'm studying here.
No, your children, right? You say your
Yeah,
son,
I'm
right?
talking about
But
children.
okay, it's a, for
But the
instance, a
spouse that can.
typical. Yeah, a typical, let's say a typical, let's say if the person is about 35 years old, 30 to 35 years old, either wife or husband, let's say one of them go to school, study in a college, the spouse can apply for open work permit. And if they have one or two children, which is maybe below 18 or below 18, one is at the age of 10 years old, the other one is 7 years old, they can attend the school they can attend free education.
Oh,
It's,
in Canada, that's a
yeah,
good thing.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a very good point. I think Janet, you pointed out.
yeah,
So as an adult who wants to come here to go to school, the wife can work to support, and the children can go to the public school and learn good English and education here in Canada. So
free.
I'm trying to make it short. Anything that Danny you want to add before we go because it's getting really long. We have
Yeah.
all time and
I think
which is
we exceed a lot of time, you know.
yeah, yeah.
Of course, it's migrating and also securing a house in Canada. Of course, it's a long process, you know. It's not like today you go meet Janet, next day you can book a flight to meet Ray
No,
over
it takes
there.
times.
No,
It takes times. Yeah.
yes. So like what we thought of it as well. So when we have the consultation, we can actually go into the deeper part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So don't be shy and just feel free to contact any one of us.
Yeah, yeah, we are all
Yeah.
Malaysian. Isai kaki lang, okay.
Yeah,
Right?
so I think I have a now later on I'll pass it to Ray first. I have a form called client inquiry form.
Mm.
So in there are some basic information that if you like someone approach you, you might ask them to fill out, or you can fill out on their behalf. So once we got this information from the interested client, then you can after fill you can forward to me. Then if it's okay, I mean the client is like if they like to have an initial consultation, usually we give 30 minutes of free initial consultation, then we can contact them directly, yeah, after getting those information.
Good. Free 30 minutes
Yes.
consultation with Jeanette. And for me, I can be 35 minutes. It's okay. I will. So,
You,
yeah.
usually we say 30 minutes, but then sometimes we go beyond
No.
that for the first
Yeah.
session.
So, anyway, Danny will have the information as well. So, if you're in
Yes.
Malaysia, you think that you want to meet Danny in person or you want to meet Janet in person, Janet will be in Malaysia sometime in August. I will be in Malaysia in most likely late November or December. However, I haven't booked the flight yet because it's so complicated now. I'm still a little bit shaky on the flight and everything because Canada flight is always delayed and karang kabut. You know what's karang kabut, right? So
Yeah.
anyway, they change your flight. So very monotonously. They just do it right instantly. Say, do you want to go? Boom, they put you on another flight. However, I think it's going into 1 hour. Anyway, for now, we'll try to do another episode or more later on if you have more inquiries. Right, Danny?
Yes,
Thank you
of course.
very much
Thank you
for
so much.
Thank you.
joining us. And Jeanette, thank you for giving all the good information. And
Welcome.
we go from here. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Okay,
We'll
All
see
right.
thanks.
Bye
you
Bye.
next
bye.
week.